We got breaking news out of T-Mobile. Stay tuned for this one. This is going to be a longer video. Grab your snacks, popcorn, coffee, tea, whatever it is. Take a seat. This is going to be a longer one. We got the full story from the mobile report. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. Here I have a very important and serious article from the mobile report. I will, of course, leave a link to it in the description so you guys can check it out. I highly, highly encourage you guys to check this one out. This can affect a lot of you if you don't check this out. So it's here. It's officially going to happen. T-Mobile is going to force migrate certain plans, legacy plans, onto new T-Mobile plans. T-Mobile will force customers onto newer plans unless you opt out. Here's the issue I have with this. I myself am shocked. I was not anticipating anything like this to happen, right? And T-Mobile, they're wording it in as in, okay, we're not raising the price on your legacy plan. We're just moving you on to a plan that's more expensive, that has more benefits. That's not going to work with me. That's not going to fly by me. You are touching the largest part of your base and you're trying to move them into your new plans. That's what you're doing. Essentially, what they're doing is they're reselling the base, right? There's like 60, 70, maybe a little more percent of the base that's still on these older plans, right? It's all there. They only barely penetrated Magenta Max, like 20%. Go 5G Plus is too new. That doesn't even count. So the Magenta line, they haven't penetrated the base. So a large part of the base is still on T-Mobile One, still on Simple Choice. They're still on those older plans. So why do this, right? Why be sneaky about it too, right? If people disregard the text and email, this change will happen. And yes, they can still opt out even after the change. But why get people upset? They're gonna have to take some time out of their busy day to call customer care to opt out. And then they have to sit there and listen to care explain to them why they should stay in the new plan, because that's going to happen. I guarantee it. Customer care will have to follow a script, and somebody's going to listen in to that call, and they're going to have to try to persuade and sell them staying onto that new plan. I guarantee it. There's not going to be a case where they can just say, yes, here you can opt out and here's your credit for the troubles, because they are going to apply a credit, and you will see that in the document in this article. So this is, in my opinion, this is nonsense. If you want to do it, if you want to be a carrier and just raise price. Just raise price $2-3, whatever, and then call it a day. But this creates confusion. This creates anger. This creates annoyance. I mean, why do it like this? And in some part, let me tell you this. For the rate plan migrations to move you to the correct equivalent plan, T-Mobile doesn't even know. It's an either or situation. And you will see that listed. The rate plan that customers are moved to will vary depending on which plan they are coming from. Simple choice and select choice may be moved to either of two options, dependent on how many lines are on the account. Again, T-Mobile didn't think this through. I think this was a last-minute decision right around Q4, and they want to make some higher ARPU, more revenue, which they would. If every single person that's still on these outdated plans that you see here is moved to a Go 5G plan, of course they're going to make a higher ARPU. Of course they're going to make higher revenue. Revenues will soar if this happens. If there's out of the 70%, let's just say, throwing out, just random numbers and as an example, If they convert out of the 70% that I perceive are still in these older plans, if they convert 65% of them and only 5% opt out, that's a huge win for T-Mobile. Even 50% is probably a huge win for them. So these are the affected plans as it stands. Magenta, T-Mobile One, Magenta 55 Plus, Simple Choice / Select Choice, Simple Choice Business. Yes, business accounts are being migrated as well if you are on the Simple Choice. T-Mobile is justifying this as them reviewing their plans, the older legacy plans, and they feel that the customer should be on the newer plan. I mean, it's just bogus corporate spill. That's all that is. There's nothing else to it. The customers that were on your legacy plans didn't need to be touched. And I understand the business concept of this. I understand it fully. It's because there's too large of a base within the base that's still on the legacy plan. They want to move these customers. They want to move them. And this is one way to do it. There's going to be some that are going to disregard the text, that are going to not see the email, that are going to be moved. And then they're going to be explained the new benefits. They're going to be explained that they get a perk now, maybe Netflix, Apple TV, and some are going to stay. They are. But some are going to opt out. T-Mobile has to, T-Mobile internally knows that could happen. And this could create a churn bubble as well. For the inconvenience, people could opt out. There are some people out there that have probably been on the fence of wanting to switch from T-Mobile anyway, for whatever reason, whatever the case may be. This might take them over the fence. They see this change. They see that it's an increase on their bill. Okay, that's it. I've been looking at so-and-so. I've been looking at this company. I'm going to switch now. That's what this could do. And nothing will change that. A credit, whatever, it won't change it. Because it's an inconvenience. They should have just raised price on the legacy plans by a few bucks and left it at that. This makes it confusing. This will make people angry. It's counterproductive in my opinion. That's what it is. It's counterproductive. And it puts a strain on the care reps because I guarantee you they're gonna have to make a quota off of this. T-Mobile is telling the team right now, I guarantee it, starting October 17th, when these messages go out en masse, you are going to get calls. And if you take X amount of calls for that day, we want you to convert X amount of customers to stay on these plans and commit. Guaranteed. Guaranteed that will become a metric. That's how they're going to go about this. I don't know for certain. I'm just throwing this out there. It's speculation at best. But I can guarantee you they're not just going to allow the customer care reps to sit there, take these calls, opt people out and give them a credit. That's not how this is going to work. If that was the case, T-Mobile shouldn't have even done this to begin with. If all 70% of these customers call in and they all opt out, what was this even for, right? So that's not going to happen. So that's going to put pressure on the customer care reps to make sales. That's what it is. They're reselling the base. The base has been sitting in these plans for multiple years. They haven't probably been inside a store since the John Ledger days. They've been on the T-Mobile One plan for 15 years now. Just not that long, but I'm just throwing it out there. And T-Mobile wants them to cycle again through the queue. They want them to get a refresher. They want them to get, to explain the new perks, the new plans, the new features. And they want to see how many of the base that they can convert. That's what they're looking at. Because it's just about probably 70 to 75% of the entire base that's still on these plans that you see on this screen. I guarantee it. I don't know that for certain again. I'm just speculating. But hearing all the numbers that T-Mobile has thrown around previously from the Magenta Max, the Magenta base, the Go 5G is too new, that's irrelevant. It just can't be. It can't be less. It has to be the 70% are still on these plans you see on screen. Because even thinking about Magenta now, that hasn't been in play that long. When did that come? 2021? right? 2021, a few months after merger, maybe a year after merger close, they introduced Magenta Max. So that hasn't been in rotation that long either, maybe 2 years max. So majority of the base are still sitting on these plans. So T-Mobile, what they're doing internally, I guarantee it, they're gearing up the customer care reps. They're putting in a lot of training. They're going to want to resell pretty much the entire base on the new plans. And they're just not going to list the comparable plans. The customer care reps are probably going to have to go over everything. Go 5G plus, go 5G next. You know, once they get all these people back into the queue, T-Mobile is going to throw everything at them. Guarantee it. And possibly on the customer care side, they're probably going to reinvent the entire script call that they've had previously. It's probably all going to change now because of this. I guarantee it. So this is just a longer video that I wanted to put out there, letting you guys know of these changes. Also, make sure if you're affected, make sure you opt out if you don't want this, right? Call in, get the credit too. Screw them. Tell them you're upset. Tell them you want to leave. Get the credit. You know, get the credit. Get everything that you can get. And again, before I close out the video, make sure you guys check out this article. There's a lot of info in here on which potential plan you could end up on if you are migrated. It has dates. It has everything. So make sure you guys check it out. It's a great article. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Stay tuned for more. We're going to discuss this again. This is lots to endure for the time being. So make sure you guys stay tuned, like, share, subscribe. See y'all in the next one. Peace.